Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you. Midday Money on a Friday, the 27th of February. Winding down the month. This is it. This is it. March on Sunday. Whew. Crazy. I remember like football, like in July, like, hey, let's look at some NFL Week 1 lines. Take the Jets +3. You needed it. You needed the whole 3. And now here we are. Conference tournaments. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the entire month. Hit the like, share, subscribe, notification bell on here on the YouTube's Sean Higgs and Winners and Whiners at Mr. Sean Higgs on the X. I will tweet out the plays. There you have it. They're in Twitter town. They're in Twitter town there. So there is that. Added one addition to the show today. You can always, again, if you missed last night, iHeartRadio for podcasts after the fact. So there is that. Here we go. Ducks in the house. Yeah, we got there yesterday. We'll do it again today. That's the name of the game. Follow my guy Duck if you haven't already on the X. He's a smart man. He came in here, told you to take the Air Force over 44 and 41 and went to 44, and I think he got to 200. Maybe not 200, but great work, Duck. Good to see you. I see you got Kyle. Kyle Hunter's another good guy. If you don't follow Kyle Hunter, Duck will tell you. Hunter's a champ. Big day in the Sun Belt today. It's a big day every day in the Sun Belt. Take the Jets +3. You need it. Yeah. Yeah, well, you did need it because they blew the lead and they lost by 2. They needed the 3. I think it was 2.5 it closed at. I know because I'm sitting on a ticket for the Jets. For the Jets here. Collected $9.54 on my Jet ticket. Let's get to some hoops, college basketball on a Friday, and then we'll be on our way because, honestly, there's quite a few games tomorrow in college basketball. Quite a few games for tomorrow's college basketball slate. So I'll gotta kind of get down. I know also it's my daughter's birthday. We're having a little Sweet 16 for her tomorrow. Not really a crazy Sweet 16. She's got a couple of her little friends coming over. But I'm sure I'll be running around today that I got to do. So got to jump on this college hoops card for tomorrow. Although I think I said yesterday or last night, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 games that I'm looking at, 25 games that I'm looking at. But I think we're gonna need the line to. I don't know if we're gonna get there in 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 of them. It might be close. So we'll probably bring that down to probably about a dozen games by the time the lines come out. And we do a little digging into the games. As I said earlier, one ad here, 148 and 142. I'm going to explain the midday money records here for those new people to the show. You've missed out the last 5 years of the show and this basketball season. 148 and 142 minus 75. These are all the picks that we released basically from the start of the season. We're down $75 here. Western Michigan. We're going money line here. Listen, Miami, Ohio is great. They're undefeated. Super. Can't really kick teams back in for being undefeated on February 27th. If they're going to get tripped up, why not on the road? 575, we'll take a stab. We'll take a stab. That's all it is. should Miami, Ohio cover? They've been covering a number. Yes. But you never know. We'll put a little something on that. Now here come the innies, the close calls, and the uglies. These games are specific to a time period of January the 8th until today's date. These are total games that fit this criteria. The ones that fit it, the ones that are close to it, and the uglies. I've kept track of all these. One, they have not been all listed in this show. I've talked about them. You want to go back and listen to 50-something days of Midday Money, hear me talk about, this kind of fits this. And I got my notebooks. I got them right here. So I post them all. Doesn't mean I'm betting them all. Doesn't mean you should bet them all. This is just me keeping track of this little dog situation. The ones that are in, 123 and 84. It's pretty damn good. Plus 26.85 again since January the 8th. Dartmouth plus 7.5. Manhattan plus 5.5. Ryder plus 12.5. Georgia Southern plus 7.5. They're all in play here on a Friday night. Again, these are last night's lines when we did the show. Dartmouth is still, it's down to 6.5. Dartmouth. We have Manhattan still at 7.5. Ryder's at 12.5. Georgia Southern at 6.5. So there you go. 2 have moved a point since last night. I'm not changing them. I put them out last night. We're still there. Close call games. These are ones that kind of miss. We're at a low 6. We're not at the 6.5, 7 mark. 5.5s. Sometimes I'll put a 4.5 in here if I really got to bend it to get it listed. If I really got to where the numbers kind of work out in where maybe the line's opening a little lower based on the direction and trends of how the school's been playing lately. 69 and 62 plus $1.20. Brown plus 6. Currently 5.5. And actually there's a 4.5. There's a 5.5 at DraftKings and 4.5 at FanDuel. Coastal Carolina plus 5.5. This is held steady. There's actually a 6 out there. If we head into the desert, and Caesars there has a 6 as well. Southern Miss plus 5.5 versus Southern Alabama. This line has dropped to 4.5 from last night. There are no uglies. They are 61 and 60, fitting the frame of ugliness, minus 880. And that was with a 5 and 3 day yesterday. We're still down a little bit. 3 outright wins. I do not count extra for outright wins. A win's a win. We don't get paid extra for outrights unless we have on money line. We don't get paid when our dog by 10 loses by 36. It's all the same. But a couple outrights yesterday on the show with some underdogs. There you have it. There you have it. Those are all the games. It is up to you what you want to do with these. I do my little legwork on them. You see there's a bunch of them. Have I bet 500, 600 games since January here, whatever this total is? No. Quite a few games. I was what, 96 and 100 on December 10th. We are 304 and 270 now. So what is that? We've won some games. But those are the situational spots here for my dogs. Let's see what the chat has to say and we'll be on our way. DV, happy 16th birthday to my little one. Been doing driving lessons. Yep. A new car. She's not getting a new car. No. Who? That's a waste of money. A brand new car for like a first-time driver? No. Something used. See what she wants. She drives the truck most of the time, sometimes my wife's car. We'll get something similar. Like Coastal tonight, I'd like to see 6.5. Yeah, I don't know if we get the 6.5 on call. I mean, it might. There is a 6 out there in the waters. We got locks from Dylan. Lock emoji Dylan is 15-7, and he's adding 3 more to his card from yesterday. Miami, Ohio, 12.5. Yale minus 3.5. Siena and a pick 'em. Kent State makes the ticket on a Saturday afternoon. Kent State plus 3.5. Mount St. Mary's plus 2.5. App State plus 1.5. 15-7 for Dylan. For those paying attention, I do put out the pens. I say, here we go. We got a pen out play for you. Someone's gonna come in here, say thank me later, or I got a lock and easy winner. The pen comes out. Dylan has delivered 15-7. I'll give him his props. Just like when people lose, I'm gonna say you lose. Wine Time, my guy. Follow my guy, Wine Time. Good guy. Good guy. Jake says Princeton money line over in the Cuse. Little lacrosse action. Chris, well, hold on. Okay, so I thought this is basketball. Princeton money line over Syracuse. No, it's Princeton money line over Syracuse in lacrosse. A little lax here on a Friday from Jake. Saying it, you know what? That is, I gotta book that because I'll be coming back from Vegas the week before that. Wine Time. Michael B is in the house. Heat first quarter by a hook. Yikes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sweet little girl. She's all grown up, but whatever. She'll always be my little one. Crazy. It's driving. Lean to GW from Michael B. And Illinois, but that I'll bet either of them today. I do like Illinois. G-Dubs against Dayton. Dayton off the big St. Louis win, right? I mean, I understand the thought process there. Mary's open as a dog, which stinks. It was 9. The kennel thought they'd get at least 3. I thought it'd be maybe 2.5. We'll see how that one shapes up. Denver first quarter, as long as Joker and Murray play, plus 2.5. First quarter plays. Plus money on the Princeton play. I'll throw the lock emoji on that. Jake coming in. Jake. Lock emoji. Syracuse, Princeton, lacrosse over. What is the line on that? What is the total? Let's hit the BOL, see if BOL's got this one up. Where am I going to find this one? Sports. Lacrosse. Total 25.5. 25.5. Oh my goodness. Do I do an MLB show? If by MLB show do you mean like something like Midday Money? Yeah, Midday Money will be doing that during the baseball season. In April, this will flip to a bunch of from college basketball picks to a lot of Major League Baseball and Ribby props. Again, with sprinkles of NBA and hockey, more playoff time with that. Maybe an overnight show with baseball. Usually I did it in the past for like a month or so for baseball. A lot of times as the season goes on, it gets difficult with that TBA. The TBD guy he's on every single team. So he's listed every day as a starter somewhere. Tough to get his stats. But I do a baseball. I will be doing I don't know if I'll load it up on my channel. More on picks and parlays for Ribbies. Ribbies with Higgy or Higgy's Ribbies or something. There'll be a Ribby prop show or pick video, whatever you call it. A little 5-10 minute clip. But yeah, there will be baseball, Dylan. Don't you sweat it. Well, and after midday, usually I just go live. Sometimes after the midday money show, and it'll be, especially if there's day baseball, we'll go live, maybe in game on that, or a couple day games. Rip open some baseball cards, whether 2025 or 1986. We'll have some fun. Wine Time Zone turned 6 weeks. 6 weeks. 6 weeks. My daughter, 6 weeks. That'd be 2010. Wine Time, were you like 10 years old in 2010? How during 2010, Wine Time? 12, 15? Not just saying off a big win, but they're not the same team on the road. 4-5. Also got a revenge game for DW. I could be armed twist again. 2.5. Looks a little low. Looks a little low. Plus 114 on the money line for the Princeton. See, I have a I got Princeton plus 1.5 goals, I guess, here on the site. I should have been Montana last night. Sacramento State fails to cover another game. I had them. I had Sacramento State. How about Sparty beating Purdue last night? Is Purdue the most overrated team from preseason? What's their big win this year? Nebraska got their best player. I thought Purdue, again, I saw that number, and it looked like begging you to take Sparty, right? I did have, when we did our little show, me and who is that with? Matt Fargo, Brian Biller. We did a little show. We had Sparty and the under in that matchup. Just, again, you look at that number, 6.5, and it's begging you to take Purdue, right? You look at it and be like, wow, these big spreads. But Michigan State gets it done. And that one, listen, Izzo, that's like just a Izzo type game. People down on him a little bit. Although I have to say, I'm a little shocked that the Shockers won at Memphis. I thought that line was begging you to take Wichita State in that one. 15 in 2015, freshman in high school, 15 years old. Yale over, another lock. Goodness. Yale over 165.5. Spread is plus 1.5 goals. I just took money line for plus money. There you go. Okay. Again, I'm not some lacrosse cat. Michigan and the Illini I real love. I like Illinois. Here. Sushi. Seems to answer my daughter's board now. She's hitting me up for LSAT fees. Like, LSAT? My daughter's got to start doing the SATs. Georgia W was 3.5 last night. I expect Publix to bet Dayton. Yeah, it's down to 2 here. Closer to a pick. I mean, it gets down that low. I'm betting on MLB spring training games. It is a winnable and beatable action, spring training. People don't like it. I'm more focused right now on college hoops. I had a really good run and then a rough week, so I got to get back into it. I thought about just grabbing a bunch of good teams today. Like I saw I think the Twins like 150 faves today. They're terrible right now. I think they lost like 4 straight in spring. Yet they're like a 140, 150 fave, I think, today. I'm not just gonna willy-nilly get into spring training. I haven't followed much yet. I thought the same thing. I saw Michigan State +8. I'm sure Fears was out for Michigan State or something. Yeah, it was a huge number. Didn't make any sense. Memphis is trash, Potomac, so they are bad. But like that game last night, if you looked at it, like Memphis -1 at home, and you're thinking, like Wichita has what, 18, 19 wins or whatever. Memphis has 12 wins and are favored. Like it just seemed like an auto play on Memphis there for me. Again, I didn't have. Oh, sorry, I punched the mic. I didn't have it. It didn't even come out as a freebie. So there are my games for today in the chat for the Midday Money Show. Only thing added from last night is the Western Michigan on the money line. And again, that's more of a flyer thinking if Miami, Ohio gets picked off, why not get them at 5:45 getting picked off as opposed to the next 2 games? The money line will be a lot smaller. So I'll take a stab today with it here. We'll see how it does. Again, all these games in close. There's no uglies. I have not bet every single one of these. I'm not saying that. I know people come in like, oh, people put out picks, blah, 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 blah. I keep the record up there because I've been keeping track of these games since January the 8th. They've been talked about in every show since then. And now it's the last hurrah for a lot of these little conferences here with their conference tournaments coming. There you go. You see the numbers. Plus 28, plus 2685, plus 120. That's money in your pocket. Dartmouth, Manhattan, Rider, Georgia Southern, they're all going to be dogs. I try to get into like at least 6.5, 7 plus 8 that kind of get into my little system. Brown, Coastal, Southern Miss are all sort of close to it. Again, you see the number there. How they play out. Last year, these games, I have it. They went, again, last year we started this, we meaning me, February 3rd. So I went a full month ahead of time. 51-39, 30-21 in close calls. That's 89-60, 59.7%. The uglies were uglies, which is why they got their name, 33-54. So a lot more in those in that time period. This year, you got to I'm kind of adjusting the numbers a little bit, fluctuating on the ratings and the spreads. So a lot more games this time. Again, we start 30 days earlier. That's definitely going to ramp up double the pleasure of the games. Mike, if you've been spring training, all you're doing is betting on the line movement. You have no idea who's going to play the second half of the games. I was doing sports group with Gabe and Scott last night, and Gabe was like, you know what? Just take these overs and in game, like the first inning, if somebody's down 4-0, you get 3-4 plus these runs. Just take them. Every game's gonna be like 7-6, 8-7, kind of crazy stuff like that. Yeah, Yanks are a dog today, and you want to lock emoji them. New York Yankee plus 115 lock. All right, spring training lock. Miami Ohio's last game is Ohio, probably the best spot to go drop one. And even the next game, they're not going to be crazy faves here in their next 2 games. So, again, you got Western Michigan here. They have Toledo and Ohio on the road. Toledo is 15-13. They played before. It was kind of a little closer game. They could drop one of these games. But this is the one, $9, you're taking a 5. I said 9. Taking 575 plus. Why not have a little fun? And there you have it. Those are the games tonight. We'll be back. Look ahead lines, as always. We'll be back in the house. Sprinkle a Illini. And nothing else for tonight. No lock, though. No locks. I like Illini, but there you go. I'll be back tonight. Put that notification bell on so you know when we're live. And by we, I mean me and you and the other 50 people watching on the live. So come check that out. Terry Edelman up next on Winners and Winers. Although nobody's watching Winners and Winers right now. Can't get Winners and Winers back. Anyway, I'm out of here. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.